Hello students. So in the previous video of the pelvis, I finished the joints of the pelvis. The two joints which I talked about was the pubic symphysis and the sacroiliac joint. Okay, so this is about the pubic symphysis. Okay, and this is the SI joint, sacroiliac joint. Okay, the pubic symphysis, what I talked was, it is an secondary cartilaginous joint. Okay, it is secondary cartilaginous joint, and it provides very limited movement. So secondary cartilaginous joint, it is between two pubic bones and it provides very limited movement. Okay, it has covering of fibrocartilage and some amount of hyaline cartilage. It has no joint cavity, but the pubic symphysis is strengthened by the ligaments. The ligaments are the superior pubic ligament. The superior pubic ligament, it connects the superior aspects of the two pubic bodies. It connects the superior aspect of the two pubic bodies. Okay, so it connects the superior aspect of the two pubic bodies. So this is the superior pubic ligament. The inferior pubic ligament was the next ligament. This is also known as arcuate ligament. It connects, okay, it connects the inferior pubic rami of both the sides. So the inferior pubic rami of both the sides is connected by the inferior pubic ligament. Okay, the pubic arch and the subpubic angle, okay, in the angulation between the two inferior pubic rami are thus rounded off. Okay, so this angle is rounded off because of the inferior pubic ligament. There is also anterior pubic ligament which is present on the anterior surface. This is the anterior surface. So on the anterior surface is the anterior pubic ligament. So there is superior pubic ligament, inferior pubic ligament, okay, superior, inferior and the anterior pubic ligament. Okay, so these are the pubic ligaments. It gives attachment to rectus abdominis and external oblique, so it makes this joint strong. The blood supply is the obturator, superficial, external, pudendal and inferior epigastric arteries. The nerve supply is iliohypogastric, ilioinguinal and pudendal nerves. Okay, it has limited mobility, but there are rotational movements along with hip and the trunk movements. It's an absorber. It's a shock absorber. Okay, pubic symphysis is a shock absorber, and it has very lot of movements, considerable movements during childbirth, and it shows certain amount of separation during childbirth. Okay, so this I talked about in my previous video about pubic symphysis. Now we'll talk about the SI joint. Okay, in short, the SI joint is between the articular surfaces of the sacrum and the ilium. Okay, so articulates the sacrum of right side, articulates with the ilium of the right side. Okay, and the sacrum on the left side, sacral surface on the left side articulates with the sacral surface on the left side. So there is right and left sacroiliac joint. So SI joint on the right and left. So this is the articular surfaces of the sacrum and the ilium. It is like a shape of a pinna. Okay, so it is also known as auricular surfaces. Okay, the shape is like auricle, like pinna. Okay, considerable amount of fibrocartilage is there and some amount of hyaline cartilage. Okay, there are limited movements present in this SI joint. Okay, though it's a plain variety of synovial joint, but there are very limited movements present. The main role is weight transmission, though it is a plain variety of synovial joint. The capsule, it surrounds the joint, and the ligaments are the anterior sacroiliac ligament, the interosseous sacroiliac ligament and the dorsal sacroiliac ligament. So these are the ligaments which are present. Okay, now we'll talk about the anterior interosseous ligament. So the anterior ventral sacroiliac ligament, okay, you can see here, this is the anterior aspect, on the anterior aspect of the sacrum and the ilium. This is anterior sacroiliac ligament. Okay, here anterior sacroiliac ligament. So this is the anterior sacroiliac ligament. The main bond is between the sacrum and the ilium is the interosseous sacroiliac ligament. The interosseous sacroiliac ligament is present on the rough areas above and behind the auricular surfaces of the two bones. So between the articular surfaces of the two bones there are rough areas. So that rough areas are attached with interosseous sacroiliac ligament. Okay, interosseous sacroiliac ligament in the above and behind. This is the posterior view. So this is interosseous sacroiliac ligament. And one more ligament is the posterior sacroiliac ligament, which is present on the posterior aspect of the auricular surfaces. Okay, so this posterior sacroiliac ligament, okay, it is aspect on the posterior aspects of the sacrum and the ilium, and it also covers the interosseous ligament from behind. So you can see here it is on the posterior aspects of the sacrum and the ilium, posterior sacroiliac on the posterior aspect, and it will cover the interosseous ligament from behind. Okay, so it is covering the interosseous sacroiliac ligament from behind. Okay, the stability of SI joint is important as body weight is transmitted from sacrum to the lower limb. So main concern or the main function of this ligament is about weight transmission. Though it is a plain variety of synovial joint, there is limited movement. Now we proceed to the next topic is the ligaments of the pelvis. Okay, the ligaments of the pelvis are iliolumbar, sacrotuberous and sacrospinous ligament. So the ligament of the pelvis here are three ligaments which you have to remember. The three ligaments are the iliolumbar, the sacrotuberous and the sacrospinous ligament. First we'll talk about the iliolumbar ligament. It connects the tip of the transverse process of the fifth lumbar vertebrae to the iliac crest in front of the SI joint. So where is this ligament? You can see here this ligament. This is the iliolumbar ligament. You can see here this is the iliolumbar ligament here. This is the iliolumbar ligaments. Okay, where here the tip of the transverse process of T5. Okay, this is tip of the transverse process of T5 to the iliac crest, to the iliac crest in front of the SI joint. Okay, so this is the iliolumbar ligaments. So in this it is also T4, T5, okay, and also the bodies of the L5 little bit. So transverse process of fifth lumbar vertebrae to the iliac crest. For remembering, just remember the tip of the transverse process of fifth lumbar vertebrae to the iliac crest in front of the sacroiliac joint. So these are known as iliolumbar ligament. So this is iliolumbar ligament, both the sides. Yes, students. So tip of the transverse process of L5 to the iliac crest. So iliolumbar. Lumbar is L5 vertebrae and ilio is the iliac crest. The ilium part is the iliac crest and lumbar is the transverse process of L5. So this is iliolumbar ligaments. Ilio, iliac crest, and lumbar transverse process of L5. These are iliolumbar ligaments. Okay. In addition to the offering resistance to displacement of L5 over sacrum, it also aids in pulling the ilium medially. So what is its function? It prevents the displacement of lumbar vertebrae over the sacrum and it helps in pulling the ilium medially. So ilium is pulled medially by the iliolumbar ligament. So ilium is pulled medially by the iliolumbar ligament. It also aids in pulling the ilium medially. So the iliolumbar ligament, it connects the tip of the transverse process of the fifth lumbar vertebrae to the iliac crest in front of the SI joint. In addition to offering resistance to displacement of L5 over sacrum, it also aids in pulling the ilium medially. Okay. Next ligament is the sacrotuberous ligament. The next important ligament is the sacrotuberous ligament, and the next ligament is the sacrospinous. So sacrotuberous and sacrospinous. So here sacrotuberous means from the sacrum to the ischial tuberosity, and sacrospinous is from the sacrum to the ischial spines. Okay, so sacrotuberous and sacrospinous ligaments. Two other ligaments that connect the sacrum to the hip bone are the sacrotuberous and the sacrospinous ligaments that have been encountered in the gluteal region. Now we'll see about this ligament. First we'll see the sacrotuberous ligament. What is the sacrotuberous ligament? The sacrotuberous ligament is a large ligament. Okay, so it's a very large ligament and strong ligament. So sacrotuberous ligament is very large and strong ligament. Okay, it is triangular and has a broad upper medial end and a narrow lower lateral end. So upper end is broad, it forms the base. So it is triangular in shape. This ligament is triangular in shape. It has a broad upper medial end. Okay, it's a broad upper medial end, and the base or the apex is the lower lateral. So base is medially and it is broad, and the apex is laterally. So base medially and the apex is laterally. So here, okay, if you see here, it is sacrotuberous. You can see this is sacrotuberous ligament. Okay, this is the sacrotuberous ligament. Okay, here also, here it is sacrotuberous ligament. You can see here this diagram, the sacrotuberous ligament. Okay, it has a base which is medial end, the base, and the lateral end, that is the apex, which is the apex laterally. Now we'll see the upper end is attached from above downwards. Where is the upper end attached? Okay, where is the upper end attached? So the upper end is attached to the posterior superior and posterior inferior iliac spines. Okay, so the apex is attached to the, this is the posterior superior iliac spine. Okay, so from upper end, that is from the posterior superior iliac spine and the posterior inferior iliac spine, this is medially the base. Also the lateral margin of the lower part of sacrum and the upper part of coccyx, this part. So lateral lower part of the sacrum and the upper part of the coccyx, and also the lower part of the posterior surface of the sacrum. So lower part, so this is the sacrum, the lower part of the sacrum, the lateral surface and the posterior surface, and the lateral surface of the coccyx. So this is the upper medial end, which is the base. Okay, now in the lower part, this sacrotuberous ligament is attached. This is the apex and it is laterally facing. It is attached to the ischial tuberosity. Okay, and it is attached to the lower margin of the rami of the ischium, forming a sickle shaped extension. Okay, so to the lower margin of the rami of the ischium. Okay, ischial rami. There is pubic rami and then it continues as ischial rami, ischiopubic rami. Okay, so the ischial rami. So that is, it is known as sacrotuberous. Again I will repeat, it's a triangular, strong, large ligament. Okay, the upper end is the base, which is broad, and the lower end is the apex. The upper end is medially and the lower end is laterally. The upper end is attached to the posterior superior and posterior inferior iliac spine, the base, then the posterior lower surface of the sacrum and the lateral lower surface of the sacrum and the coccyx. So this is the base of the triangle which is medially. Then it goes down, this ligament goes down and its apex is attached laterally to the ischial tuberosity and the ischial rami. Okay, to the ischial rami. So this is about the sacrotuberous ligament. So this is about the sacrotuberous ligament. So here in the diagram also you can see this is the sacrotuberous ligament. This is in front. So you can see this diagram going, this ligament going down. So this is sacrotuberous ligament. Okay. This is sacrotuberous ligament. On the posterior aspect, if you see this ligament, okay, if I show you this diagram, see here. From the posterior superior iliac spine, from the posterior inferior iliac spine, from the posterior lower posterior surface of the sacrum, from the lower lateral surface of the sacrum and the coccyx, this is going down and down. It is attached to the ischial tuberosity and the ischial rami. Ischial rami. This is the pubic rami, ischiopubic rami. So this is the ischial rami and the ischial tuberosity. So this is the sacrotuberous ligament. Okay, so this is about the sacrotuberous. Again I'll repeat, triangular, large, strong. The base is towards medially and the apex is laterally. The base is from the posterior superior iliac spine, posterior inferior iliac spine, the lower posterior surface of the sacrum, the lower lateral surface of the sacrum and the coccyx, it goes down, and laterally it is attached to the ischial tuberosity and the ischial rami. This is sacrotuberous ligament. Okay. This ligament covers the sciatic notch of the hip bone into a sciatic foramen. So this sciatic notch, okay, you can see here, this is the sciatic notch. So this sciatic notch is converted into sciatic foramen. So notch is converted into foramen. How we have seen the ligaments of the scapula, the notch is converted into a foramen. This way here also the greater sciatic notch is converted into a foramen, sciatic foramen, which is further subdivided into greater and lesser sciatic foramen by the sacrospinous ligament. On its outer, that is gluteal surface, it gives fibers to the fibers of gluteus maximus and the long head of biceps femoris. So the attachment on the sacrotuberous ligament is the gluteus maximus and long head of biceps femoris. The ligament is pierced by the coccygeal branch of the inferior gluteal artery and the perforating branches of the coccygeal plexus. So this is about the sacrotuberous ligament. Okay, very very important, and it converts the sciatic foramen into sciatic notch into sciatic foramen, greater and lesser sciatic foramen. It gives attachment to gluteus maximus and long head of biceps femoris, and is pierced by inferior gluteal artery, coccygeal branch of inferior gluteal artery and perforating branch of the coccygeal plexus. The next ligament and the last ligament is the sacrospinous ligament. This is triangular ligament and is attached medially to the sacrum and coccyx and laterally to the ischial spine. Okay, so if you see here in the diagram, this is sacrospinous. You can see here sacrospinous. So it is triangular ligament. Again it is attached medially to the sacrum and coccyx and laterally to the ischial spine. So medially, see, this is the ligament. It is medially attached to the sacrum and the coccyx and laterally to the ischial spine. Okay, sacrum and coccyx and to the ischial spine. So here I will show here. This is the lower posterior surface and the lateral surface of the sacrum and the coccyx, and it is attached here to the ischial spine. So this is your sacrospinous ligament. Okay, this is your sacrospinous ligament. This is sacrotuberous. Okay, it is anterior to the sacrotuberous ligament. Okay, it is anterior, and the morphologically represents parts of the coccygeus muscle. The coccygeus muscle lies anterior to it. So the anterior, first there is sacrospinous ligament, then on it is the sacrotuberous ligament. Okay, and the coccygeal muscles persisting as muscle fibers lies anterior to it. Now, what is the blood supply of the SI joint? The joint is supplied by the branches of the iliolumbar, lateral sacral and the superior gluteal arteries. Okay. Nerve supply is superior gluteal nerve from anterior rami of S1, S2 and from the posterior rami of S1, S2 innervates. Movements, slight gliding and rotatory movements occur in the joint. AP movements are useful during flexion and extension of the trunk. Okay, so this was about the SI joint. The blood supply is the iliolumbar, lateral sacral and superior gluteal. Nerve supply is the superior gluteal nerve from anterior rami of S1, S2 and from posterior rami of S1, S2 innervates. Movements, gliding and rotatory movements occur in the joint. AP movements are useful during anterior-posterior, during flexion and extension of the trunk, that is the upper part of the body. So this finishes the joints and the ligaments of the pelvis. Okay, thank you students.